there. Thank you for waking up with Happy Ass, where we come together to grow in mind, body, and spirit so we can in turn go out and make the world a brighter and sweeter place to live. Okay, I know I say this, that I'm always excited, and I am always excited, but today I'm especially excited because when we talk about making life brighter and sweeter, these young men are doing that. Full stop. In every area of their lives. I'm so excited to welcome Samuel and Levi Merritt.
Thank you. Thank you for having us on this.
I feel like I almost feel like celebrities in the room with me.
I don't know about that.
I do. I mean, y'all are just so amazing. And we do have to say that we have a big live studio audience today,
Oh, yes.
too.
100%, yes.
Do you know that guy that's in the audience?
Yeah, I think we do.
Is one of your fans?
Looks familiar. He's one of our fans, you know.
Yeah, he's from Enterprise, Alabama, too.
Yes.
Enterprise grows some good stuff, let me tell you.
They do.
Some really good stuff. So I know your parents. I think they're precious people. They're amazing. But what I've had fun is watching y'all grow up through the years and watch you do some amazing things. And first of all, just kind of tell me what grade you're in, how old you are. Maybe tell me what your favorite thing is about living on Panama City Beach real quick, and then we'll talk about other things.
So I'm 17 years old, and I'm in the 11th grade, so my junior year in high school. And my favorite thing to do would have to be surfing.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're right next to the beach.
I should have known that was the answer. Yeah. And how about you, Levi?
Yeah, so I am, I'm a freshman in high school. I'm 15. Favorite thing to do would probably be surfing, but with my family, with Sam and my dad. Also, when my mom comes out, get the whole family out of that whole energy.
Oh, yeah.
That is so cool when I see that. Nothing makes me happier than when your family shares the photos of y'all all out there surfing. Your mom rips it too.
She does.
She kills me. That girl's amazing.
Yeah.
She is just like dynamite, And,
We gotta get you out sometime.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. This is
Well,
okay. I can't say where I'm going to learn, but something's happening before too long where I'm going to have a place where I can go and learn how to surf. Because I'm scared of sharks and stuff.
Gotcha.
I'm scared of, y'all are so impressive to me. My son Scotty went surfing one time and a shark jumped up on his back
Oh, nice.
and slid off the other side. I know.
Levi's had some encounters.
Yeah.
sharks.
Oh, it's crazy. So one of the things that y'all do that I love, we were talking off camera, is that as a young girl, I decided at a very young age, between me and my Heavenly Father, that I wanted to make the life better for other people. I didn't want my life just to be about me.
Mhm.
And I've seen that about y'all. So what made y'all, and y'all can answer me separately and together, what made you decide, and we'll talk about your band, we'll talk about your conservation efforts, what made you know that you wanted to do something for others and not just be normal kids just running around having fun?
Yeah, well, I think it's like you said, it's first of all with our faith in Jesus Christ. And so I think our faith plays a big part of that because, in the Bible, Jesus wanted to do everything for other people. And so I think that selflessness is from there. I think it's also a big part of our parents and how we've been raised. And so, because when you focus on somebody else, I feel like there's more joy as well, personally, and also you're doing good for other people, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And how about you?
Like Sam said, can I reiterate here? But the way we were raised by our parents, the way we were seen with our grandparents, just a lot of the great people like you, wanting to give back and wanting to, it's better to give than receive. But what you do receive by giving is a lot of joy. So.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It
And I find it sad sometimes when people are just striving, and they don't realize that if they would strive for others
Mhm.
and do something of value for others, you end up getting way more than you can ever
Exactly.
imagine.
Right.
You press down and
Yeah.
flowing over. So that's
Right.
beautiful. So I love it. So y'all been going to church your whole lives, right?
Yes. pretty
Yeah,
much.
those parents been dragging you to church, right?
Exactly.
Aren't you glad, though?
Yes, ma'am.
Aren't you really
100%.
glad? That was what kept me out of trouble, too, as a young person. I
Yes,
was very involved in my church. I was constantly at the whatever. We had lock-ins and hay rides, everything. I was very, very the church choir. I don't have church choirs anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
But,
It's rare.
Yeah. So when did y'all, okay, the one thing I know about y'all, because our company, Beachy Beach, got
Mhm.
involved in it. You have what is called the Merritt Brothers Surf Preservation.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so, I can't actually remember. I think it started, like, in 2021 or
Yes, I
something.
think
Yeah, it
so,
was
21.
after COVID. I think
Yeah.
COVID had started going, and y'all.
It's kind of during
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, it started there, and, it's fun 'cause we talk about surfing earlier, right? And, so our parents love the ocean episode to us as well, so we love the ocean, we love surfing, paddleboarding, swimming, whatever. And, so I think really as we started is, like, well, we love this so much, we need to start treating it better, and so let's find a way to help the environment, help this earth that God's given us, and actually take care of it because we wanna give back to what gives to us constantly. So I think that's kinda where it started. And so now we're trying to find ways, to help clean it up, help, preserve it so we can enjoy it further.
Yeah. And so what are some of the things, Levi, that y'all do
Okay.
in your preservation thing? What do y'all do?
That's a great question. So one, we did our first research project, what was about 2 years ago ish.
Yeah, I think so.
And we really trying to figure out the psychology of pollution on the beach and pollution in general. And what we were able to find as we partnered with a couple universities, including FSUPC, and a couple on the West Coast, is that it's psychological ownership. Basically, people feel more of an obligation to the beach, feel like it's theirs. They're going to be more out to take care of it. And so basically what we're doing now in phase 2 is trying to figure out how to, for tourists or people vacation down here, how to pass it on to them, how to make them feel an obligation to the beach, make them feel ownership of that.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. That's right, because you think about it, if you're in your own house
Exactly.
and you want to keep your house pretty and nice, you don't be throwing, well, I don't know, ask my kids. Never mind, scratch that. But for the most part,
Yeah,
you want to
exactly.
keep your environment nice.
Right.
So if you feel like it's yours, you want to be proud of it.
It's kind of a little bit easier for us locals because, we invest so much in this and like you have real estate here, right?
Mhm.
And so that beach helps, sales because everyone wants to live on, the Gulf
Everybody.
Coast because it's so pretty.
Mm.
And like, our job is to set up beach weddings speaking. So the beach is a big part of that. So we're trying to take care of that so that, we can invest in it further. And so that same mentality we got to get with people who visit here
Yeah.
as well. So that's really what our mission is right now.
That's awesome. That's exciting. And so I was all into that. But then I didn't know, because I knew you were doing that. Because I watch y'all, I stalk y'all on Facebook. I watch all the stuff y'all do. Okay, and it's so fun because this is the thing, guys. You don't understand how joyful it is for people like me who have so much confidence in the youth of America because of people like you. I sometimes get choked up when I see what y'all are doing with your life. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You're setting an example of what my husband always said, the next right thing.
Right.
What is the next right thing to do? And if everybody's doing the next right thing, what a happy, easy world,
Exactly.
But I
100%.
totally forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I think I remember. So you were doing the preservation thing, and you're working on that, and a lot of people have come behind you because they believe in what you're doing, and locals have committed to that. But another thing that you've done, when did you start your band? The drive-by band.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
7-8 months. I
That
think.
started, I think, kind of June officially when we came up with the name or whatever. And so
What year?
that was this past year, actually.
2024.
Yeah, so it's really, really new.
It feels like you've been doing it forever because y'all are really good.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
No, you really are good.
But
Your
yeah.
dad even is kind of good when he gets up there with y'all too.
Oh,
I know,
he's awesome.
he's
Yeah,
really
he-
good.
It's like an old rocker, that
Yeah. Well, he used to play drums back in like
I can
medical
see that.
school, and so when he gets on drums, he's going crazy.
Yeah, he lost it on the drums. He was like, yeah, it was
exactly.
cool.
And no, so that started last summer, and the big thing with that was, we have all this, living on Front Beach Road, there's tons of music,
Mhm.
a lot of that we don't like, or it's
So make your
unpleasurable.
own.
So we're
Make
like,
your own.
so I think my dad had this idea one afternoon. I can't remember what we were doing, just woke up from a nap or something.
I think it
And
was spring
we were
break
like,
time.
man, this music, and I just like, let's just go on the front porch and plays guitar
Yeah,
for everybody.
I think it was
Plays the music we like, and
it's
so
just the
we're
two
like,
of
okay,
y'all.
well, so me and him went out there with our amps and our guitars and started playing, and everybody and some people started cheering, like, oh, well, people cheering for us, and then more people started cheering, and so the next time we got Levi up there, and so we set up everything. We set up the drums, the amp, the PA system. I mean, it was everything, and so we found that people started liking it, and and then we also started creating our own music because that's something we really love. It's really beautiful when you create something. And so we started creating our own music, and so yeah, kind of just all accidentally came up
Isn't
this
that
summer.
cool?
So it's fun.
That is so cool. I was so impressed. I went to your fundraiser for the fire victims
Yes, ma'am.
because your family has a lot of friends out in California. So it was very personal to your family. And y'all wanted to do something. Y'all did a fundraiser, and I went to it. And I was, frankly, to be honest with you, that's not usually the kind of music I like. The kind of like really, but it was amazing. It was really amazing. I loved it. Y'all were great. And this is one thing I want to bring to people's attention. It was really cool. I want you to tell me what happened. I believe, Levi, you end up having to do some singing, and you don't usually do that. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, it's funny.
we all do it.
Sing
Shift
certain
around.
songs,
Yeah.
because I guess the best way to describe it is we all have different, tonal ranges or
Right,
whatever, and
sure.
so we all sound better on different songs, and so yeah, we all kind of mix around, and at some point get into the vocals. So it's kind of a neat thing where we all kind of switch places a little bit.
But I think somebody didn't show up or
Yeah,
something.
I think
Or
that
we-
night especially, I think I got pushed into about 2 extras. So
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
You
A few
and
extra
you were
songs.
like, I'm not so sure about this,
Yeah.
but you did a great job.
Well,
Yes.
thank you.
And this is what I love too. Your mom even got up there and
Yeah,
She
sang.
did.
And I cracked up. I went, dang, Regina can surf and sing? That's not fair.
No,
I
she's
can't surf
awesome.
or sing.
She's awesome. No,
Yeah.
Wow.
she'll do anything to help us, and so
see
and
that.
that's one of the many ways is she's like, well, I'll go sing. She good thing she likes some of the song. She sings some Tom Petty or whatever.
Yeah, that
and
was
so-
cool. That was really cool.
But it's
Yep.
super fun, and that benefit concert. It's funny because I feel like the benefit concerts that we do. It's almost more fun because that same reason we're giving back to other
Giving
people.
back.
We're not focusing on
There's
ourselves.
a purpose.
There's a purpose to it, and so it ends up being, it's more special to us. So.
Mhm.
And back to what you said about getting up and singing in front of people, which is I don't know,
It's daunting.
maybe some people just are naturally born that way, but I feel like when you're doing it for something bigger than yourself, or for a cause like that, it's easier because it comes off of you. It's not you that's everything's focused on. In that case, it's the Palisades Fire, and then the next benefit concert, it was the FSU Early Childhood Autism Program,
Mhm.
and it's something greater than yourself. So I feel like we all performed better during those two concerts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm 100%. I speak places, and I get nervous every single time I speak, and people are shocked that I do. They go, but Karen, you do it all the time. I go, but I'm always scared. And I have to remember it's not about me. It's about if I'm bringing something of value as something that might enlighten somebody,
Sure.
So the other thing that I wanted to ask y'all about, you got the drive-by band, you do the
Yes.
fundraising, you're doing all this, and you're also doing track and field.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So this is what I've just noticed. You don't have time to get in trouble. You
Yes,
always do not. Your
exactly.
parents are brilliant. They just fill up that. Yeah, Dad's over here going,
Exactly.
yeah, bingo.
Exactly.
That's
Well,
like,
no, that's true. That's the whole thing.
You don't have to.
And the
Yeah.
good thing is what we're doing is it's all fun, right?
Yeah.
Surfing's
all
fun,
good for you.
track's fun, music's fun, and so yeah, it keeps us out of trouble too.
so tell me what y'all do. I know y'all are on the track team at Bay High, and I think do your mom and dad help coach the team? and
Yes,
stuff?
They do
yes,
that.
they are assistant
Okay.
coaches, and they do a great job. Our dad's a sports scientist, and
I
so
know.
it's all the data, and it's all up here in his brain.
Yeah.
And so no, it's fun, and we kind of do more the mid-long distance. So
Okay.
the painful
So
stuff.
what's a mid-long distance? What's that?
So mid-long
Like
distance,
400 up.
yeah. So it's he's got like I'd probably say low speed 400 meters would be more the
Okay, talk to me
distance.
in miles, dude.
Okay.
I'm
So
65.
all
Talk to me
right.
in miles.
So
Quarter-
400 is a quarter mile. So
Yeah.
it's one
Okay.
lap round track.
Okay, that's small. Okay.
And then it goes to 800,
Which
which
is
is
two.
half mile.
Okay.
Then it goes up to the 1600, which is the mile. That's
Okay.
4 laps. And then,
Okay.
the 3200, which is 2 miles. That's
Okay.
8 laps. And then there's also, there's 5Ks as well.
Okay.
Which is
But that's
3.1
kind of
miles.
where
Yeah.
we are as far as track. So,
Okay. So I used to run. I don't run much anymore. I mostly just lift weights and stuff like that and do yoga and boxing and stuff. But I'm not fast. So since I'm not fast, I always did the long distance run because I just knew I wouldn't be last,
Right.
wouldn't be
That's true.
first, but I wouldn't be last. So I was always a long distance person. I'm not
Yeah.
fast or anything at all.
long distance, it's funny, it's a little more painful, I would
Yeah.
say.
Well, see,
Um,
I mean, that's why I like it. I like things that are painful.
yeah, I mean, it truly is. And also, it's good for you. Running's so good for
Mhm.
you. And like today, I went before we came here. I went
Mhm.
for a little run.
That's
and
awesome.
So
That's awesome.
it's enjoyable.
I'm really proud to see y'all doing that because I'm very concerned. I think if I could go back, I'm really, really interested in nutrition, mindset. That's what this whole podcast is about your mindset and doing things that are good for you, mind, body, and spirit. And if I could go back and I would love to be in like a nutritional and fitness and sports coach and all that stuff. 'Cause I love that stuff. I just eat it up. So maybe that's one of the reasons I love your dad, and your mom. But, I think that's so cool. And you're doing something that what people don't understand. A lot of my friends now have health problems. They have heart problems. They have metabolic problems. They have all kinds of problems because guess what? They're thinking about it now rather than now.
Right.
See, what you're doing now is setting the precedent for the rest of your healthy, beautiful lifespan.
Absolutely.
It is just so amazing.
Right.
I'm so proud of y'all.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this though, because y'all are really slim and I'm really jealous of that. But like, do y'all like to eat cake and cookies too, or do you stay away from cake and cookies?
I love
We
desserts.
love yeah.
Cross countries in the fall, tracks in the spring.
Cross country can't really gain weight. It's
I'm
kinda
glad.
hard.
I'm glad. Christmas and Thanksgiving are like in between the two.
Yeah.
So I can really, kind of enjoy.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's in moderation, and so yeah, track. You kind of taper off, the sweets or whatever. But yeah, I do really love desserts.
Okay, good. Okay, I want to make sure you're human.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
of
good. I
course.
feel better. I'm feeling so much better about myself.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the other thing I want to talk to you about a little bit, that's really cool and that we've kind of touched on that I think is beautiful. Like I said, my being involved in my church, having a relationship with God has saved my life over and over and over. And I'm so grateful that you came from a family like that. So you're very involved in church, right? Very involved in church. So tell me a little bit about that. Like you go to church on Sunday, you have it on Wednesday. Tell me some of the things that you do in the life of your church.
Well, I think usually we go on Sunday mornings, and it's funny because with track and cross country, we haven't been going to as much, but it's mainly because of sicknesses, the flu,
Right.
cold,
Oh, yeah.
so we don't want to affect that. But we do home church a lot as well.
Oh, yeah.
And
too.
but yeah, do Sundays, and then with our practices at Bay, sometimes we go to Wednesday night church now, which is really great. But bringing it outside the church as well. And so, when we go to track practice at Bay High, there's a lot of kids there, and we love those kids. And trying to, bestow that upon them, and introduce them to that. And so having the ministry outside the church as well is really important to us.
Well, it's very important. We talk about that a
Yes.
lot because if you just keep it in the church, what good is it?
Exactly.
What
Yeah.
good is it? You got to take it out.
Box it up.
You got to take it out into the world. That's just so beautiful. So tell me, is it, because the world can be a weird and kind of wonky place,
Right.
like the wonky donkey.
Yeah.
Have there been times in your school? I know how long have y'all been homeschooled?
4th grade for me, yeah.
And then I think it was right when COVID started,
Yeah, we
actually.
were
Okay,
So
okay.
2019,
Okay.
2020.
Okay. Yeah.
Because COVID came, and so they shut down, did
Mhm.
virtual
Oh, I
school.
know.
So for me, my first full year of virtual school, my 7th grade. So I guess I think this is my 5th year.
Yeah.
And so we've been doing it for a while now.
Do you like it?
And
Yeah.
it actually is really fun. And it's funny because we were, I think, the whole time going through elementary school, our family, we talked about doing homeschool. So we know people who do it and they really enjoy it. So it's funny because, while COVID-19 was a bad thing,
Oh, yeah.
it also had its benefits. So it forced us to do that first school. And then that's really where we found out, like, man, this is really good, and really enjoy it. So found the good and the bad. And so, it's super fun. I guess the main thing is flexible. And, you get quality teaching too.
You don't spend time on worthless things. I mean,
Exactly,
I don't want to act like school's worthless, but
Yeah.
but they've got to adjust it for everybody.
Exactly.
And they've got so many rules and regulations. So, one of mine is in. I just put her in homeschool co-op, and so we're doing that. We just started that like about a week ago. So it's been 2 weeks now. So
Nice.
I'm a little excited, a little nervous about
Yeah.
it, But what I want to ask you though is, are there times you're pretty protected because you've got your family and you've got homeschool and you do all these nourishing things? Are there things out there in the world, do you ever get faced with things that you have to back away from, or how do you face the world when the world tells you things that you don't want to do?
Right.
I mean, do you ever have to worry with that? Or are y'all just lucky enough to live around people that you don't have to worry about that?
Well, I think the good thing is we are through our family and our parents' friends and kind of growing up here our whole lives. We do have a lot of good friends.
Yes.
And a good community around us. But there's always those people in each town, community, whatever. And so I'd say for the homeschooling part, the high school course we take FLVS. But it's through Bay Virtual School, and there's nothing really that is questionable and that type of stuff. I am taking dual enrollment with Gulf Coast now.
Great.
So,
Yeah, awesome.
so with college stuff, it's a little more in depth,
Yeah.
So there's a few stuff. But no, I think our parents are taking care of us and our community, and I think when we're faced with challenges, whether it's a person or whatever, I think it's just, having faith and, and really looking, at the Bible and seeing, what would Jesus do type thing.
Yeah, it's really a real thing.
Yeah. And, you try to kind of, take things from him, because obviously it worked out really well. And apply that to your own life though, because it could really help.
Yeah. I'm so proud of y'all for that. I'm just so proud of y'all. So in your music, I listened to your music. I saw, and it was really cool. I got your dad was up there on the stage with
Oh,
your
yeah. Oh,
mom, and your dad was really enjoying it. By the way.
yeah.
I
Our
mean,
dad loves
like
music.
he was like I forgot he was a doctor there for a minute, because he was really rocking out.
No, he was a teenager during the 80s.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
he had
baby.
tons of good bands.
Yeah, we got it going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's funny because, a lot of our friends, well, I mean, a lot of people listen to today's music. I just don't really care for it much. It's funny because me and Levi kind of grown up liking our parents' music. So I guess we're kind of a generation behind our friends.
I was always that way too.
Yeah.
I always liked the older music. I never did really
No.
like the newer stuff.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite music to play and sing?
Favorite music? I mean,
It's kind of
Everything's
revolves
so-
around the rock category.
Yeah, it's
like
very rock.
little
blues,
bluesy
rock,
Yeah.
little country rock,
um,
kind of
kind of some classic rock.
different
type
areas
stuff,
of that, but kind of all involves.
But we also like the blues and, kind of soulful stuff.
Yeah, very soulful. Yeah, I love the soulful stuff. Did you so y'all been writing music,
Yes, ma'am.
and tell me a little bit about the song that y'all wrote, Palisades, for the fundraiser, and it was about your friends that lost their homes in the fires in California, and tell me how that came about.
Yeah, so it started with us, seeing the fires, on the news online or whatever. And then we were kind of just like, man, we want to do something with this, right? And so we wanted to make a song. And I guess the funny thing is that was probably the easiest song
And quicker.
and the quickest song that it came up we found a recording from, I think, last summer that I played, and we're like, oh, and that's what we want to use. And then our dad, did the lyrics for it, and we massaged that. And it came up within, like, I think we recorded it within 3 days of making it, and then it was released within a week of
That's
us making it.
crazy.
So it's funny because I think just with us really being something that we really cared about and being purposeful, I think it was super easy process and super enjoyable for us. So it's kind
a
of
very pretty
crazy.
song. All right, fellas, you know what? We couldn't even have this little happy ass podcast without my sponsors. And for years, I did this by myself without any sponsors, and it costs money. And I ran out of money, just to be honest with you. So I decided I better get sponsors. And lucky for me, I have a few people that believe in me. Like Beachy Beach Real Estate is one of my sponsors, and my partners think this is a great thing to get out in the world. So I'm proud of that. And then another sponsor, which is really cool, and your dad might want to hear about this. Pretty cool. It's Bay Tax. It's my friend Brian Yormack, and they do cost segregation. You'll know about this one day. It's this accelerated thing where you can take your tax deductions on your depreciation of your building instead of waiting years down the road. And it's big bucks. I mean, it's big. So I don't understand a lot about math, but I know that if they figure out something where I don't write a super big check to the IRS and I have more money to give to the surf preservation, and Bay High,
Exactly.
running
right.
thing. Yeah. So they do that. So Brian Yormack, they're amazing. They love what I do, so they support us. And then I have new sponsors this year, the Final Touch Design, and they do summer kitchens. They do remodels in houses. They are a fine Christian couple.
That's cool.
I mean, they are darling. And do you know why they're sponsoring me? Because they believe in what I'm doing.
There you go.
They said that they wanted to sow seeds, that they felt like committing to paying for this podcast would sow seeds of positivity and kindness in the community.
There you go.
And that's why they did it. Isn't that
That's
cool?
awesome. That's
So if somebody wants a summer kitchen, you can see mine. It's outside. I'll show it to you.
for sure.
Called the Final Touch Design. So thank you, sponsors that believe in me and make this happen. So I got to ask you something. I've got to find out this, and I kind of know a little bit because I heard y'all talking about it, but the term drive-by band, that didn't just evaporate out of the sky. I know.
No.
So where did that come from? That's a darling name. Where did that come from?
So, so we were playing on our front porch, and we talked about that earlier of how that happened. And so, playing on the front porch, there's a lot of cars that drive by, and so it's funny because during the summer it's usually packed here with lots of tourists, and it's bumper to bumper, and pure, just, oh man, what are we gonna do? And so with us playing, we're able to hopefully provide some people with some fun music to listen to while they're stopped there in traffic. And but a few times the police came by, and I guess disturbing the peace or something, I don't know. But they're like, hey, y'all gotta, these people are stopping on the side of the road, or it's causing traffic jams. So y'all gotta you gotta tell them to drive by, and drive on. And so we're like, oh, well, that could be a band name, Drive By. It fits the name, right? We're playing on the front porch and people are going by. So that's where the name came up. And it's kind of just gone there.
Yeah. So Levi, did you both agree on the name, or did everybody agree on it? You go, I don't know about that. What did you think about it, Levi?
I think our dad
I don't
came
know.
up
Yeah, I
with
think
it.
I knew it was one of y'all. I think it may have been Dad that came up with the idea. And because people were having to tell people to drive on by, we can get a citation, which we didn't want. So that's why the E went on the end, so it's BYE.
Yeah.
So it's by.
And
That's awesome.
And I remember initially I was like, I don't know if I like that, but it kind of like anything kind of grows on you.
Yeah.
And so
It was catchy,
it was catchy, and other people liked it, so I was like, okay,
And that's cool. And it has a good origin story too.
Exactly.
I love that it has a good origin story. Okay, and I told you I was stalking y'all. So I saw on your Facebook page, y'all were sitting in a convertible and it said dreaming. Okay, dreaming. And that was over at which car lot was
Bill
that?
Kramer.
Bill Kramer.
Chevrolet.
Oh yeah, Bill
Chevrolet.
Kramer Chevrolet. Those are some sweet people.
Oh, they are.
That's some
They're
great
awesome.
people. Great
Yes,
people.
ma'am.
I love those guys. They're hilarious
They
too.
are.
They're
They are super funny.
They're hoots. They are
Yeah.
total hoots. But I saw that and y'all were posing in that. What kind of car was it? It was a convertible. What
It was
kind
a
was it?
Corvette Stinger.
Oh,
I
all
like
right,
Corvettes.
all
And
right.
it's blue too. It's like it really fit our
Yeah,
vibe. You know?
it did fit your vibe. So I thought that was cool. And I love that. It made me happy because I believe strongly in dreaming.
Mhm.
I believe that if you don't have a dream of what you want your life to be, what you want to contribute to your life, you're just really missing out. So do y'all have any dreams that you want to share with me? Levi, what's a dream you got? Do you know one?
We talking about music?
Anything, any
anything.
dream that you might have.
Well,
Crazy as you want it to be.
He wants to be a model. No, I'm just-
Well, he could be. No, he already
No.
could do that.
No, I don't know if I got any like specific ones, but basically just using like you said, we got the surf preservation, track and field, also cross country, the band, just using whatever platform it is to glorify God and hopefully bring hope and happiness and joy to anyone who's watching or incorporated in that. So
I think much more in life you can do than that. That is absolutely beautiful. Do you know, people always say, what do you want to be when you grow up? Do you know
Exactly.
what you want to do? What kind of profession you want?
I got a couple ideas, but not really sure yet.
Yeah.
So,
What are some of those ideas?
one would be to go with the surf preservation and obviously get some kind of master, maybe a PhD in some kind of environmental coastal science. And,
Yes.
and then another kind of on the other end of the spectrum would be a lawyer, some kind of lawyer, but
Okay.
that area.
So our
Yeah.
dad's a doctor, and we're gonna have a lawyer.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
scary.
awesome. You need to cover your bases, make sure the doctor gets in trouble. You got a lawyer, all kind of stuff. Yeah. And the lawyer gets sick because he's got heartburn. You got the doctor to help out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll cover each other.
My grandson is is studying to be a conservation scientist. He's in SUNY. He's in State University of New York,
Yeah.
and he's a very amazing young man. And he's has an engineer brain,
Okay.
but he's also a writer. He's a
That's cool.
beautiful writer.
Okay.
So he's got both brains,
Spectrums, yeah.
Right.
and he loves that. He just eats, sleeps, and drinks the concert. And he's a good kid too. Hallelujah. It's been wonderful. But so what are you thinking you might want to do, Samuel?
Levi said, the surf preservation, make that a formal, non-for-profit.
Sure.
And then kind of go along those steps. And then also, I think with the music, I think it's cool to, be a music artist
Yes.
and performer. And so that's also another, dream / something I want to be. And also just in general, go in the music industry, because I really love music. And so, yeah, that's kind of the two things I'm looking at.
So neither one of you are interested in this doctor gig.
Yeah,
Nobody's into this
I don't know, not really.
That's okay. That's
Hey,
okay.
we got time. Things change, but yeah.
So we'll have the doctor, the lawyer, and then we'll have the performer.
Yeah,
instead.
okay.
So we
I
got the
think you
full
got
spectrum.
all the bases covered, because your mom, I think she does physical therapy,
Physical
right? So
therapy.
she's in a
Yeah.
medical profession as well. I
And
thought
real
so.
estate too.
Yeah, real estate too. Yeah, she is. So, I wanted to tell you something about your family that you already know, but I think that it's just something I always like to share with people. Your family was instrumental in my survival during COVID. I was one of those people that got very, very, I can't say enough berries, ill. And I was in line in the bed for days and hadn't moved. And your dad realized it. And I don't know who he called or who he talked to, but he said, you've got to get her to the hospital. They got me to the hospital. He was concerned because I didn't have my husband, my precious husband anymore. And I was raising these kids, and he was worried about me. Your dad, he called that hospital and he was on their butt.
Oh, yeah.
He was making sure they took care of me. He was on it. And I can't tell you how many times your mom and your dad called me and prayed with me. I was terrified. I thought I was going to die. And I think they thought I was going to die too. A lot of people are praying for me, but I will never, ever forget that as long as I live.
Yes, ma'am.
And I hope none of my doctors are. Well, I don't really have a doctor now, so I guess I can say this. But like if doctor tells me something and I think it's stupid, I call you.
It's a good person to call. Yeah.
He's a really smart guy.
I agree.
Yeah, but so I'm just very thankful for your family.
Yes.
So I just wanted you to know how special your family is to me.
Oh, that's great. And we're very thankful for you too, because we talked about Beachy Beach, and you supported that research project that we did 2
happy to
years
do it.
ago, and so we're very thankful for you, because you are like the perfect example of giving back to the community,
Aw.
and so that's really where we try to strive for that. And so examples like you and other people, really, so we're really thankful for you as well.
Well, honey, it goes both ways, believe you me. So I've heard about your dreams. I'll always get that memory of y'all sitting in that car. I thought that was really cool. But it's something else that I wanted to ask you about. I want to coach a couple more things before we go. I saw this. It says, I saw this. Your mom posted something about a sermon that y'all had at your church, and this really impacted me. I went. Sometimes it's not the big things that catch you; it's the little things that someone says, and there's a huge nugget of truth in it.
Right.
And the thing she said, our lives consist of little things done often. Our lives consist of little things done often. So for me, that's the things you do on the daily.
Yeah.
It's not the good things you do every once in a while, but it's the daily things you do.
Yes.
I have a daily practice. I get up every day and I pray and I meditate, I read, I study, and I exercise every single day. So do y'all have any things that you do?
Yeah.
Get up?
So
Go ahead.
Thank you. So as a family, we always wake up and as we come to the dinner table or breakfast table,
at that point, yeah.
and we all sit down. We get our scripture out, and we do a kind of a daily devotional. And we all it kind of shifts around. We'll read it, get the context of it, and kind of break that down. That gets our day started off. And what's funny is days that we either kind of forget about it or you slip away from it. The day doesn't go quite as well,
I agree.
For whatever reason. So it's generally that, and then knowing our schoolwork, and we normally work out together sometime around 10, 11, and then a lot of family-based activities, though, and I think that's really important to us.
That's beautiful. That is it. And I cannot see, I'm so thankful you're learning this at a young age. So I talk about this a lot on my Happy Ass Life. And you would be amazed at the adults that just get up and start going. They just get up, they go do their stuff, and there's no intention to their day. I will tell you right now, as an almost 66-year-old, that everything that I've done in life that is worthy and that is good has been by intention. It's not by accident. So getting up each day with a plan for your day and having a routine makes such difference. So that's your part of your. Do you do anything different than that, or is that what you do too?
He covered. I think it was last year we started. Maybe as like a New Year's resolution last year, and it's super fun because our whole family gets to interact, and sometimes it's real short, 5-10 minutes, and sometimes it goes for like 40 or 50 minutes. Just we can really dive into it. And so it's really cool though. And I think that's one good thing of being a track and cross country runner is you had to have a plan throughout the day. How much sleep you need to get, when you need to eat, because it's very specific.
When you need to eat,
when you need to eat it, yeah, because you don't want to come back up. But it's very deliberate, and I think that also helps with being a sport. It helps plan out your day, and but no, it's good to have a plan because your day's more purposeful, and you get more done when you make a plan out for it.
Yeah, it's all a part of your discipline. I know that I'm talking about eating for you. Yeah, let me just give you a little word of the wise. You do not eat 30 minutes before hot sculpt yoga.
Okay.
Just put that down.
I remember that.
Do not eat 30 minutes for hot sculpt yoga. I ate and went to hot sculpt yoga a few weeks ago. Y'all, I'm in there, I'm going, I almost had to run out of the room. I didn't. I made it because I'm always embarrassed to have to run out of the room, So I didn't, but I will never, ever do that again. Because you're right, it does. When you're running and you're doing things like that, it's important. So, one thing I want to also tell everybody about, in case, when is the campaign over for giving to the track team, giving to Bay High?
Track team?
The Bay High for
I
what
mean,
y'all doing?
it's pretty.
All year long?
I mean, you can kind of. I think you can give to it whenever,
Throughout the
but
season.
but yeah, for us, I mean, it's I think the regular season goes until April or
Season goes
so.
through April, May.
And
Okay.
then you
So-
and then where a lot of the money is needed is for district, regional, and state.
When you go places.
Playoffs, yeah,
Okay, good.
transportation,
Good.
that type of stuff.
So I want to encourage people to do that. I want to encourage people to give to the Merritt Brothers Surf Preservation. You can find it on Facebook. You can also give to the Bay High Track and Field. This is important, y'all. Kids could do so many things, so many, many, many things. And these are the things that make our community strong, because y'all are the future of our community. And I feel really good about my community. I feel real good about my community with y'all. I really do. It's pretty amazing to me.
Well,
Now-
it's cool because the kids at Bay High. I've been on one track season. I was at Mosley for
Wow,
last
so you've been
year's
all
track
over,
season,
yeah.
and then I'm at Bay. Cross country's all been on, so that's good. But it's funny because out of all the places, I feel like the atmosphere is the best at Bay.
Good.
Just those kids, they want somebody to be there, and
Mhm.
and it's super easy to love on them as well. And it's a great team atmosphere, and it's super encouraging when you have those type of people. And so yeah, definitely like to help out and support.
That is awesome.
Because they're super cool.
I want to think of this. Anything else I have forgotten to ask y'all? Okay. I said this the other day, and I want to say this to y'all too, because I thought it was just such a beautiful thing that I read. I'm going to read this to you, and I want us to think about this before we go today. It says, part of our purpose on earth is to use everything God has given us, our days, our talents, our finances, our dreams, our homes, our very selves, with great wisdom and passion to heal and to help. Okay, with that in mind, going forward with this one beautiful, amazing, precious, God-given life, what advice would you give to the young people out there and to the old people, because we need to learn stuff too? How do we do that? What is the best way that we can honor God and honor this beautiful world we live in, this beautiful beach we live in? How can we help make this world a better place? What's a couple things we could do?
Well, I just steal Jesus and what he said, which hopefully that's a good person to steal some words from. But
That's a great person to steal some words from.
He said, love your Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. And then the second commandment is love your neighbor as yourself. So I think loving your neighbor as yourself is really the pinpoint of what would make this whole earth better, and all of us human beings as well, and how we relate to each other. And I think just, love in general is it's a beautiful thing. And if we got past the things that we're different in, and we got towards the 90% that we agree on, it would be a whole lot better. So I think loving your neighbor, I think that's really the pinpoint. I think that's something that we should strive to do, and and it will make the earth better, it will make the communities better. And so that's kind of what I got to say about it.
You know what? You could have said that, and the podcast could have been over, because this is like mind, body, and spirit. It's what I believe with all my mind, heart, soul, and body. Levi, do you have anything to add to that? Anything you want to say to?
The brothers' minds are very unique. I was thinking the exact same scripture.
Yeah, my favorite.
So, I don't know if I really got much more to add. I mean, you just quoted Jesus, so.
Yeah. Well, you know what's so cool about that, and I tell people all the time, I'm sad to say that a lot of churches and a lot of people in church get it wrong, and they really are the people that make people not want to follow Jesus, which is sad to me. So, to me, that verse you just said is at the crux of the entire gospel. That's it. If you can get that right, then you're not going to cheat anybody. You're not going to hurt anybody. You're not going to gossip. You're not going to do that. And it doesn't take a genius to know that, even though I don't watch the news, but I know that a lot of people are fighting about all this junk and stuff, but I ain't doing that. Just so you know, you will not catch this girl doing that. I'm going to be sweet and kind and loving, and I have a funny feeling that's what y'all are going to do too.
Yes.
Okay. Before we go, do you have anything else you want to share with anybody? Do you have anything you want to share? Anything you want to promote? While you're here.
Oh no, I mean, we just want to thank you for having us here, and
Yeah.
thank you for the great example you are, and yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I can't remember the first time I heard about your podcast, but it's super cool that you invited us that night when you came to the fundraiser,
Yeah.
that benefit concert, and you're like, "Oh, we got." I was like, "Man, I've never been on a podcast before. That'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool."
I've been wanting y'all to
So-
be on it. I want to get your crazy daddy back on too.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
that'd be
But we're
great.
probably
be
the
great.
reason your daddy. We're probably worried about you because your daddy and I, we may talk for 4 hours.
Yeah,
You
Like,
have, you'd have to chop
It
in
would have to
multiple
be a
episodes.
4-part podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
It'd be a series, documentary
honestly,
series.
this morning, I'm getting logged into my school, and Mom goes, "Levi, no, Mary, you got the podcast today." I'm like, "Oh, that'd been good to know about. I had no idea."
Oh, they didn't even tell you.
I guess maybe I didn't hear or whatever.
I think we told him. I think he just forgot.
I'm like, oh, we got a podcast today. All right, we got a podcast.
I love it. I love
So
Guys, thank you so much. I
Oh,
just
thank you.
can't
Thank
thank you
you.
enough. And I want to, for the rest of my life, support anything you're doing because I think you're going places, you're doing things. I love you. I love your family. I love what you stand for. I love what you're about. And more than anything of that, I love your heart. Your heart is just beautiful. And
Thank
y'all are very handsome young men, by the way. Just by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, y'all come by that honestly,
Yeah.
though.
thank you.
Your parents ain't
We
ugly.
got good. We got.
Your parents ain't ugly. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, y'all, I'm so happy you joined us today at My Happy Ass Life. And remember to go out and be sweet, be kind, be loving, be a giver. And I always say this when I leave, be sweet, y'all. Bye.